Hey guys, what's up? Queenie K here. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about how I get my dirty old hair into a nice, sleek, clean ponytail without having to wash it. So this is a style that I do to kind of make my hair last a little bit longer until wash day. And having type 4 hair, it can be difficult to get your hair to be super flat without having it be clean and detangled. So I'm going to show you guys how I do this on my old hair and still make it look like it's pretty brand new. So obviously I'm going to section my hair off into parts because I always work in parts because it just makes everything so much easier. And I'm going to start with the front section tied up, and then I'm going to start working on the back. So in my spray bottle, I just have some water and my Jamaican black castor oil leave-in conditioner by SHEA Moisture. And then I just start spraying it throughout my hair just to moisturize it and make it easier to detangle, because we're not going to tear through dry crusty hair and just rip stuff out. So we're gonna take our time and just moisturize it and just make it a lot softer, because you can see it's like looking crazy back there. And I just part it down the middle so then I can work in 2 separate sections just to make it easier on me and on my hair and just cause less breakage. That's another reason I like to work in parts. So I'm going to use my fingers to kind of stretch it out and work in the conditioner, and then also use my detangling brush to soften up the roots and just get all the knots out of the roots, because that is the most important part to this style. The flatter it is, the more hair you will have in your puff. So I'm just going to twist it up so it stays nice and stretched, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. So as you can see, it is nice and stretched out and detangled, and you want it to be so flat that you can kind of run your fingers through the roots and that you can actually feel your head through your hair, kind of thing, if that makes sense. Like, this is how flat it should be before you move on. You really want to get your roots nice and flat so the hairstyle will turn out nice and flat. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the front part of my hair, and as you can see, my hair is a lot flatter in this part of my head just because the curls are a bit looser, but underneath the top part, which is the sides, my hair is more coarse, so that's where we're going to focus. So I'm going to obviously moisturize right there, and then that's where I'm going to focus all my detangling on, and just make sure that part is flat, because if it's not, the sides of your ponytail are going to look big. So you know when people part their hair down the middle and then the sides are like sticking out? We don't want that. Like, you want it to be all flat. So I'm just going to make sure I detangle the roots there so then I can lay down nice and easy. Alright, so now that I'm looking pretty crazy, I'm just going to go ahead and clean up my middle part, because the point of this style is to make it look clean and brand new. So we need to have a part that's nice and clean and defined. So I'm just going to use my little rat tail comb. Is that what you call it? Yeah, I think so. And I'm just going to clean up my middle part and then start smoothing down my hair. So the gel that I'm using is the Olive Oil Eco Styler, and this is my favorite for slicking my hair, not necessarily for wash and goes, but anyways, that's not the point. So I'm just going to start by putting it on the roots and kind of being very generous with it, because this is an alcohol-free gel. I'm not scared to put it in my hair and just kind of put it everywhere. As long as I wash it out within a few days, I'm very, very generous with it. And I put enough so that it'll seep in through my hair into the other layers, so then I don't have to go layer by layer and put gel on that. So of course I'm going to take out the bottom twists of my hair now that the top is ready, and that I can kind of start tying it back. So the top part of my hair is super gelled and super flat, so I'm going to start pulling it back and adding any extra gel if I need to. I just try to make sure that the gel has kind of seeps through the top layer, so then it's all the way in the bottom, if that makes sense. Like, you should feel it throughout your hair, not just laying on the top layer. And then I'm going to use a brush to help me do that, just so I can get the product all throughout my hair and kind of make it just super flat, as flat as I can. And just take your time with this so you can get every single part and you don't have any lumps. So of course I'm taking some bobby pins to pin down any parts that didn't fit into my ponytail, and this is what it looks like so far. So now that I have my ponytail flat, it's pinned, it's tied, I'm going to go ahead and jazz it up a little bit with some edges. I don't usually do this, but I've been having a little bit more fun with my edges nowadays, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull out the baby hairs And obviously I try to keep the long hairs out of this because you don't want full grown hairs laying all up on your face. So pull the long hairs back and then you just brush out the little tiny baby hairs. And I have a lot of sideburn, so I try to clean that up as well. And again, I just hold back the long hairs and then pull out the little short ones, so then you don't have like long pieces of hair sticking out on your forehead because that looks a little ridiculous. And yeah, I'm going to use my Got To Be glue gel to kind of keep my edges in place. Now that I have them in the spot that I want it to be, I need them to stay there. So this is how I keep them there all day because they do not like to stay down. My hair is all frizz. So that's how I do that. And of course, I just use my toothbrush to kind of work it in there and make the little swoops and all of that. So it's very basic, very simple. Okay, now that my hair is all down, I like to add a little bit of shine by using some grapeseed oil. I try not to put too much because I find that when I do get some frizzies that start to creep up and stand up. Like I said, my hair does not like to stay down. So I just put a tiny little bit, just add a little extra shine, and as you can see, it does go a long way. My hair is flat and shiny. There's no lumps in the back, and my head doesn't look super big because you know when your hair is not flat, your head just looks ginormous. So we're not doing that. Everything is clean and flat. You can use a scarf to lay it down, but personally I do not need to when I do it properly. So that is it for this hairstyle. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found some tips and found it kind of helpful. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notification button so you don't miss anything. And of course, if you have any comments or suggestions, please leave it in the comments down below, and I'll see you all later. Bye.